welcome to another edition of Rockin Comics. I'm Zach.
I'm Amy.
And you're back.
I'm back.
I missed you.
Aww.
I mean, I was glad Tim was here, because then
know.
I would have been going, what'd you think?
Then I was really sad that I wasn't here to hang out with you and Tim.
We did our best without you.
You did do well.
And I think...
I like the Tim's not terrible. I am a fan.
He made that up like that.
I know.
I got to give him some credit.
I like it.
So, but because you're here, that means Amy's Awesome is back.
That's right.
So we'll have Amy's Awesome, we'll have comic books, and we'll have a random thought out of my skull.
I think you had that a minute ago, but that's okay.
We're going to have another one. This one we can air.
Okay.
Starting things off with a random comic of the week. This was The Legend of Oz in the Wicked West. And it's exactly what you think it is.
Not exactly what I thought it was.
It's kind of exactly what you think it is.
It's kind of.
But probably not exactly what you think it is.
You can guess slightly what's contained in this book.
Dorothy from Oz in the Wild West. There's some neat things in this story. There's some consistencies in the art that leave you wanting a little bit sometimes. There's some really neat images.
Mm-hmm.
This, for me, had one of the best what-the-heck images of the week, and we need a better name. We haven't figured out a name for it yet. But it had a really great moment in my book from it, and she's going to show it to you.
You probably can't. Maybe we'll have to stand it or something.
There
That
you
right
go.
there.
We may edit that part out because I'm not sure I want to wreck it. But it's got a great image in it.
But we can't tell them it's really cool and then not tell them.
Yeah, we can. It's got a great scene in it. Really good, and it's like one of those, woo, awesome, I'm glad you did it. Bottom line is, I think overall, if they put a trade paperback out, pick that up.
Yep.
Not that it's bad, but I think it makes more sense as a trade.
I think it would. I would hope it would.
Wow. Amy didn't like it as much
The
as I
negative
did.
Nancy has arrived.
We need that balance. Moving on to another one that I think you should be picking up the trades for this. It's American Vampire number 20. Once again, Scott Snyder doing a great job of the story of this. The art for me fell a little bit. Jordy Burnett is the artist. I'm not trying to harsh your groove, but it seemed a little cartoony at times, too much so. Matter of fact, you made the comment that she
looks like Betty from the Archie. Which is not terrible. I mean, Dan DeCarlo is a fantastic artist and a huge inspiration for a lot of comic artists. So I would not be surprised to find out that Dan DeCarlo was an influence here.
But it just seems weird seeing Betty's face.
Betty is all of a sudden in the vampire comic.
A vampire Native American queen. Bizarro-ness. But American Vampire is, for me, one of the best ongoing series going. So it's definitely one that feel free to pick up the trades. If you haven't already started getting them, it's hard to get into them now. Get the trades for American Vampire. Moving on to Justice League International, number 3. This is probably the last one of these I'm getting.
Meh.
It's not a bad book. Don't get me wrong. But at this point, I don't care enough about the characters in this book to continue. So, but from a story standpoint, I'm okay. An art standpoint, I'm okay. Action's not bad. I just don't care about Booster Gold.
It's tough when you don't...
That's how I feel.
When you don't like the characters and they're not... I don't feel they're giving you enough reason to care about the characters.
So for me...
So, I don't know. I mean, if you already have... For people that really like Booster Gold, I think you're probably still fine. If you're just kind of like, I don't know, on a whim. If you have the money, then rock and roll.
Yes! But unfortunately, I'm going to probably say just pass on this one. There are other better group books out there. There are other better books out there that you can spend your money on. So, depending on what your draw is, I'm probably going to say pass on that one. Sorry. I haven't said pass in a long time. I feel really bad. So
I think I'm somewhere in between the pass and the pick it up, depending on what, what flips trigger.
And isn't that always the way?
I think that's the way.
It is.
You know what? I mean, I think sometimes we can flat out say pass, but I think this is just for you a pass, and that's fine.
Well, and I think like I said, I think because if you're on a limited budget and you have to pick and choose, I think there are better books out there that you could be picking up, like Teen Titans or even just straight up Justice League. So there are other books out there that I think will fit the bill. Unless you're jonesing for Booster Gold, then you're kind of boned out of luck and you got to pick this one up, so do your best. I don't know.
Get rid of this, get rid of Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Blue Beetle, just do it. Moving on.
Detective Comics number 3, starring Batman, of course, and I like it. I say pick it up. Action's really good. I love the art in this. I'm a bigger fan of the art, I think, than Amy. I love the bad guys in this book, and the action's incredible. I say pick it up.
Creepy as...
It is creepy.
Creepy as... bleep.
Balls, I think, is what you wanted to say.
No, that was not the word I was going to use.
I said balls.
That's okay. We can air that word.
Yep.
So,
I definitely say pick it up. Matter of fact, this is my Rockin' Comic of the Week. Detective number 3.
This is probably my favorite Batman title after Batman and Robin.
I'll give you that, yeah.
So, yeah. Even though it's creepy, and I'm not into the creepy stuff either. God, it's creepy. And if you have a clown thing, you may not like this.
No.
There's a little bit of clown stuff, and I don't like clowns, and there was a little bit of this, so that's creepy. Turn the page, turn the page.
I think that's why I like it. So, I say pick it up, and it's my Rockin' Comic of the Week. So,
however,
moving on, Action Comics number 3.
It's my Rockin' Comic of the Week.
And it's fantastic. It was such a close second for me, it was almost hard for me to decide, but this one, the Action Comics number 3, confused me just a little bit with some of the Clark Kent storyline, but otherwise, once again, the art, generally pretty consistent. The story's great, I like it. Especially I like how it's bookend the open and close of this book. Really well done. And the action, really good. So, you look at all that, of course it's going to be one of our Rockin' Comics of the Week.
Yes, really. You know, it's just... I'm just loving how they're telling this story.
Yeah.
They're just doing such a great job.
Yep.
So pleasantly surprised. Definitely pick that one up.
Yes, without a doubt.
We're saying pick it up on both of these.
Pick it up.
There you go.
And for the other book I think you should pick up this week,
yes.
Fear Itself 7.1, Captain America. We both have... we both have issues with this issue.
Yeah.
But without spoiling anything, I'm saying... They told this story, Ed Brubaker told this story about as well as you could possibly have told it. It's a really well done story. I personally really like the art in it. And there's some really good Steve Rogers, Nick Fury action.
God, I just love Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Not quite as hot as he should be in that book, but it's okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
Right.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But I like it. And I think, for me, this was also in my top 3 books of the week. A genuine Rockin' Comic contender, but a definite pick it up. Fear Itself, 7.1. If you're wondering about the 0.1, it's definitely worth the investment because DC might have wanted to do that with Flashpoint.
This is how it's done. When you have a story that you have to tell, you tell it here.
There you go.
You don't go, oh, Winter Warrior issue 1, P.S., while you were sleeping. You don't do it.
No.
This is how you do it. It was, just for that alone.
Yeah.
Is like a pick it up.
Yeah.
Just because that's how you do it.
We talk an awful lot about all these books in the podcast at rockincomics.com. Now, we do have one more comic that we looked at this week. It was on PDF, so we can't hold it up. It's called The Sigh. It's put out by Archaea Comics, and wow. Mm-hmm. Really good. It gets Rockin' Comic honorable mention because it's so different. It's like a book that you would buy to read to your children and with your children. So it's more of an illustrated...
It's an illustrated story, sort of?
Yeah.
I guess you could call it illustrated.
It's
somewhere in between, I felt like.
There are pictures and words. So... it's an illustrated story, and it's like it's not modern, but it is a fairy tale. Mm-hmm. And it has those familiar feelings with being brand new and just completely well done. It's just, and Archaea is nothing but top-of-the-line quality stuff. And they knock it out of the park on this one. It's the English translation, first time in English, and I believe it is out December 6th.
I think that's what the interweb said.
So, definitely just in time for the holidays.
Pre-order it now.
Yes.
And you can get it perfect in time.
And
Christmas.
And for I think it's a 64-page hardcover for less than $10.
Seriously, a hardcover for that much. I mean, really?
That's a great deal.
And it's good. It's quality stuff. And it's, not just the story is quality, but it's going to be a quality book.
Yes.
So
grab it. That's a definite pick it up. Pick it up. That brings us, that's done with comics. Brings us to Amy's Awesome.
Amy's Awesome is a Super Nintendo game.
Oh.
Shocker.
Weird.
It's called Tetris Attack. Not a whole lot like Tetris. But it's really cool. If you guys like Bejeweled, who doesn't like Bejeweled?
I like Bejeweled.
Everybody likes Bejeweled.
I'm bad at it.
I happen to be very good at Tetris Attack. Yeah.
I have a feeling if you weren't good at Tetris Attack, this would not be in your Amy's
it.
Awesome.
This is true. Well, I gotta tell you, on that note, Parappa the Rapper, do you remember this game?
Yes.
Then they came out with a sequel called Jammer Lammy.
Okay.
Jammer Lammy was like a million times harder than Parappa the Rapper, and I was really bad at it. But I loved that game. I really wished I was so much better at it.
Okay.
I own Parappa the Rapper. I don't own Jammer Lammy because it was hard. Golly. Anyway, complete tangent.
What?
This is possibly true that it's a really good game for me because I'm very good at it. You have, well actually, and I forgot to tell about this in the podcast, there's a puzzle version of the game as well. You have your storyline.
Okay.
You have a versus mode. You have an infinite mode where it's just you, I mean, like Bejeweled, you just go and go and go until you're topped out. And then there's a puzzle mode where you have 8 blocks, and they're all kind of scattered.
Okay.
And you have to flip your panels like you do in Bejeweled to line them up. You have 8 panels and 3 moves. Do it. Clear them all. That's how it's done. That's how the puzzle mode is, and the puzzle mode gets very, very hard. So I think somewhere there's a piece of paper written down with my password where I'm at in the puzzle mode, because I haven't cleared it, and this is probably like 15-year-old game that I haven't cleared. It gets hard, and your story mode, you go through, and you've got your panel and you've got your opponent's panel. And it's the same way in Versus, but your story mode, you're actually progressing through a story about, you're playing Yoshi, and in Yoshi's little world, Bowser has cast a spell on Yoshi's friends. They were all bewitched, so Yoshi has to go through and free his friends. And then at the end, you battle Bowser.
Bowser.
And you've got your panels, and you basically are clearing you clear like 3 or 4 or 5, and you can stack them up, you create combos, and when you clear out 4 or more, create a combo, it drops down a brick on the other guy's side. Now, you don't have to drop bricks. I mean, if you were just clearing over here, probably this guy's eventually going to tap out eventually, if you're just playing long enough.
Right.
But if you're playing long enough, you're going to be dropping stuff too. So you dump a whole bunch of bricks on this guy's side, and he taps out, and it goes, boom, boom, and then you win.
Wow!
I just summed up the whole game for you.
Yes!
It's a really great game. It doesn't... The guy that owns the name, or created the name Tetris, was kind of pissed off that they called it Tetris Attack. Because he's like, that is not Tetris. And it's not. But if you like those puzzle games like Bejeweled, and I would imagine if you like Bejeweled, you probably like Tetris.
Yeah.
So it works. It's a good game. I do not know if it's on the Wii... Whatever you call it, the Wii Shop.
That's why they made the Google.
They made the Google. You can look that up.
Can look that up.
Get it. If not, God, it's just a good game. It's one of those games that's in my box, my little classic Super Nintendo box. Don't even go there. Saw that look on your face.
You know, she says it, and I get yelled at. Because that's how my life goes.
We're going to talk about Bone again.
Once again, she says it, and I'm expected to just sit here. So I am.
Anyway, that's Amy's Awesome. Moving on.
Random tidbit out of my head. G4 has been airing the Marvel anime. They just started airing 3 weeks ago, the new one, the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it.
Yep.
It's good. Wolverine is actually Wolverine. Ugh. So much better.
It's really well done.
In episode 3, there's a lot of Emma Frost cleavage, which, I gotta be honest...
Gone down that road.
You know what, though? It did disturb me. There was just so much of it. It's like... It's one thing to have cleavage on the screen. It's another thing to have cleavage that's anime on the screen. And then it's another thing completely to have anime cleavage on the screen for that long.
Was there lots of, like, the jiggling?
No. There just seemed to be, like, a lot of that. And then, finally, oh, she has a face. What do you know? So there's just a lot of it. So,
wow.
In spite of the fact that there's an abundance of cleavage, Still a great series. That's not why I like it. Actually, that detracted for me from this episode. Whatever.
You're just in that mentality. It's
I
okay.
am.
It's fine.
So,
I know
but
what you mean.
X-Men anime,
Really good.
watch it. For more on everything we talked about, check out the podcast, rockincomics.com. And I think that's it for this week.
I think that's it.
The sigh, thumbs up. There you go. Until next time, I'm Zach.
I'm Amy.
Bye.
Bye.